So on the anniversary of Roe v. Wade, about a week and a half ago, Demi Lovato put out a song. Demi Lovato, for those who don't know, is a very famous and successful singer. And is she an actor? She's an actor too, right? Wasn't she a Disney child? And we're going to watch this and talk about it. I like that color. Uh-oh. Okay, this is so sad because you're seeing a glimpse into Demi Lovato's mentality, let's say. There's already so many things that are off here. First of all, she's doing this as a pro-abortion song. She's saying like, if I have sex basically, and that means I have to be a mother, how dare they basically? And I would first just say, yes, if you have sex, you are potentially opening yourself up to a natural consequence of sex, which is becoming a mother and that man becoming a father. So that's just a physical reality and a moral reality, which is one of the reasons I'm so pro-life. And I say you shouldn't be having sex if you aren't ready to be a parent. So that's just the first thing I'll say. But the second thing is, looking at her mentality here, you see all these women, it's very gloomy, and then these like bad old white men, basically. And I can see already that trope of, okay, if you're pro-life, if you're anti-abortion, you are just an old, cranky white man. And if you're pro-abortion, then you're like a cool girl, basically, because she's all these like cool, interesting girls that are, wearing the fake Handmaid's Tale dresses because they're being forced into this, patriarchal society, right? And that's just not true. I mean, I wonder what kind of bubble Demi Lovato lives in, that the only pro-life people that she seems to know, or the only people that she thinks are pro-life, are these like old white men. And that's what the pro-life movement is, when that's just not true. First of all, if you are an old white man and you're pro-life, great, good for you. Thank you for being pro-life. But the pro-life movement is led by women, very diverse group of women. It's populated by people from every ethnic background, many different belief systems, all different ages, many, many young people, actually. Most of Live Action's following on social media is young people. It's just not what's being depicted in this video, quite frankly. The other thing that's kind of funny here is it kind of seems like these old white men are, in Demi Lovato's mind in this video, sort of representing the Supreme Court, right? Because they're the ones that overruled Roe v. Wade. Clarence Thomas is a black man. Amy Coney Barrett is a woman. So already, optically, she's trying to force something that's not in reality. And it's because she's trying to win emotional points that, she's a victim, basically. And I don't like that either, because this idea that abortion empowers you is a lie. In fact, abortion takes away the most sacred thing that you can have as a woman, and unique thing that you can have as a woman, which is your ability to bring life into the world and bringing that life into the world. I mean, it's such a sad worldview to say that you're like a pig, you're swine. Pigs plural, you're like a pig if you don't have the right to kill your baby. I mean, that's the whole position of this song. It's really a despairing worldview. And you look at Demi Lovato and the other things that she says publicly, or she's known for publicly, besides being generally speaking, a very talented entertainer. And that's the other thing that's sad about this. She's very talented, that she's lending her talents to this. In addition, I think there's a lot of confusion that accompanies her. She says, I'm not necessarily a girl. I'm a they, them. She said she's non-binary. She's kind of keeps changing, what she believes her sexuality to be or her identity to be. And for her to think that her identity, if she can't have an abortion, is that she's like swine, it's just really sad. It's obviously not true. And it's really sad. And it would just be so beautiful to restore, if Demi was restored to the correct vision of her own beautiful identity as a woman, and the beautiful gift that a child is, as opposed to, and also that sex does bring life into the world. And if you're not ready for kids, don't have sex. Like, imagine the different Demi we would see. It's also important to note that this video has only, I think, 500,000 views. What are we at? 587,000 views. This video has less than 600,000 views, and it's been out almost 2 weeks. So I think that's just another important point, that even her audience doesn't love this video because it's dark, it's brooding, it doesn't really make sense, and it's a really negative, despairing worldview. Okay, let's look at the lyrics. So she's calling herself swine. And, even the line like, I wanna F when I wanna, it's like your desire to F when you wanna, you're putting before the right of a child to live. That she's kind of saying this explicitly here. And it just shows extreme sexual hedonism. The idea that you can just have sexual pleasure for any reason, at any cost. You are owed it to the point of taking a child's life. She goes on at the very end, I did it with my life, my voice, My life, my voice. What about the child's life, right? My rights, my choice. What about the child's rights and choice? It's mine, or I'm just swine. What about the child? The child, yes, would be yours in the sense that you're entrusted with the child, but it's not your property. A child's not property. My blood, my loins. What about the child's blood? The child's loins, my lungs, my noise. What about the child's lungs? What about the child's inability to speak yet and needs you to advocate for them, Demi? Like, imagine if Demi Lovato was advocating for the lives of children instead of advocating to take their lives. How powerful that would be. If so many of these celebrities that are so talented, so beautiful, they use their gifts to advocate for those that had no voice, literally no voice, the child in the womb, how different the world would look, how more peace-filled and love-filled this world would be. Okay, the end, she says, picture your faith, imagine your God, and even your holy Bible suddenly banned. Okay, what kind of bubble does Demi live in that she thinks that in order to be pro-life, you have to be a Christian? Yes, being a Christian should bolster your pro-life ethic, but there are pro-life atheists and secularists and agnostics and Muslims and many different religions. Oh, this is right here. We got to grow them. We got to raise them. We got to feed them and bathe them. Okay. Some people, they are dying to have a child and they get blessed with a child. And if you really feel you are not in the position to raise that child, give that child a chance to live and place that child for adoption and give that child to one of the millions of loving families that are dying to have a child. And then at the end, she's like underestimated, overregulated, undercelebrated, aided, all these aided words to kind of drive the point home. I think this is a kind of video that she really wanted to do. I don't think her management company put her up to this. I don't think her agent put her up to this. She probably wrote some of the song herself. I think this was really coming from her heart, which is really sad because it just shows the confusion that she's in. And it just shows the misunderstandings that she has and maybe the trauma or the wounds that she is experiencing that would drive her to create this